So I've got some pickups to show. No filming. I've been to some CEX, I've been to some charity shops, and I've found some stuff. I've picked stuff up. So let's take a look at what I got. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a pickup video. Yes, I'm not upstairs in my room filming, I am here. Just filmed some Lego openings. Couldn't be bothered going upstairs because I'm being lazy. But I've got some openings, I've got some pickups. The openings on my mind. I've got some pickups from charity shop and CEX. Let's take a look at what I picked up, shall we? So, shall we start with the charity shops? No, I'll start with the CEX stuff because one of the charity shop things is a doozy and I'm very happy with it as a find. So let's take a look at CEX. I got some cheap ones first. So I picked up this film here for no reason other than it was cheap and it intrigued me. Welcome to the Jungle. Don't get eaten. From the producer of the Terminator and Aliens. Not that means anything whatsoever. Written and directed by Jonathan Hensley, prolific writer behind smash hit movies such as Jumanji, Die Hard with a Vengeance and Armageddon. 1961, Michael Rockefeller, a member of the wealthy family and son to the future vice president, travelled to New Guinea on his second visit to study the remote Asmat tribe. After the boat he was travelling in capsized, Rockefeller swam for shore and was never seen again. Some say that he was cannibalised by the natives, others that he chose to live in seclusion among them. Almost 50 years later, two young couples head into the wilderness in an attempt to find Rockefeller and solve the mystery once and for all. But if Michael met a grisly end, does the same fate await them? Now, I'm hoping that it's not a found footage film. Something tells me it might be. Have you seen this? Is it? Let me know, because I don't want to spend hours, half a day in bed with motion sickness, Blair Witch style. So then next up that I found in charity shop, and I'd already got this film. I picked it up because it has a lenticular attached to it, and I didn't have the lenticular. And it is Pompeii. Yeah, with Kit Harington. I didn't mind this film at all. So I've got a copy that will go onto a double pile to pass on whatever I have to do with it later on. But yeah, so nice lenticular. It always annoyed me I never did get the lenticular. It was a couple of quid. That was all. Fantastic. So, moving on to the last CEX one that I got. And this is a zombie film. And this cost me £8, but I was intrigued by the case and cover. And I've not seen the film. I know it's an Italian film. It's called The Beyond. The Beyond. But I've never seen a release like this, in that it's got a completely sort of acetate, clear, see-through case, sleeve. And it is numbered 1434. Now, looking on eBay, I couldn't find none of these bar one, which was about 30 quid, I think. So I don't know if I've sort of bagged a bargain with this one, in that it is a limited edition. I know the film was made in 1981. I've got a couple of other films from this director, Italian films, because I don't mind foreign language movies. And it just really did. It just sort of intrigued me. It did. The Beyond. Those were the CEX bits. So let's move on to the charity shop finds. So I was just in a charity shop, just perusing, and I picked up 3 DVDs. 3 DVDs for £1. Can't go wrong. So the first one I picked up, and it's a film that I've not visited for a long time, a film I haven't got on Blu-ray, I don't really feel the need to get it on Blu-ray because it's not one that I would watch very often. And that is Nicolas Cage in 8mm. The one where he goes into sort of world of snuff movies. It's a very hard-going movie. It's a Joel Schumacher film. It's very tense, and the subject matter is very, very heavy. So for that reason, not one that I venture into often, but I haven't got it in the in the collection, and DVD is fine. You know, 33p. Next up, we have the film starring Bill Paxton and Matthew McConaughey, Frailty. Now, I think I have seen this back in the day. I think I've seen it, I cannot remember. This is directed by the late Bill Paxton as well. The fact that it's directed by him suggests that I probably have seen it. That's the part that I remember more than anything else. So that was Frailty. And then to follow up, one film to follow up with that, and I didn't know if it formed part of a collection that I had, a box set collection, but it doesn't because I looked afterwards, and it is Steven Seagal in Fire Down Below. This is kind of like the end of the run of Seagal for me, where I started going off of his movies, where they started speeding up his fights and this nonsense. But it's not one that I had, and I needed to pick up another film to make the free to get the free for £1 offer. So, well, I could have got two for £1. But no, I picked that one up as well because I don't have it. And what I may do is just put the disc itself into the other Seagal collection that I've got, rather than keep it in a case like this. I don't know yet. Undecided. And then the one item that I did pick up cost me 10 quid. And I couldn't not leave it. I couldn't leave it behind. It was this hardback Batman book, 1989 movie adaptation of Batman. Now, I believe this is out of print and it's now soft cover that's available. The second printing of this goes, I mean, this first one, looking on eBay, goes for quite a bit of money now. You might be lucky getting it cheap, but it's got the dust cover and everything. It's got the it's got an embossing on there, and I've actually got the original issue of this, the original one from 1989, because I was collecting comics around then, so I do have the actual movie adaptation itself. But this version here, it sort of juxtaposes some of Jerry Ordway's original art before it's been coloured and that there, with the original, with the proper comic book piece there. So that's the way it goes all the way through. Now, I did have this pre-ordered when it came out a few years ago, but I cancelled it. I was kind of put off by the fact that people said that you've got to read one page at a time as opposed to like that, because you have this juxtaposition of the one with the other. So that page there, you can see both pages are exactly the same, but that's the sort of some of the original, what do they call it, high quality scans of Ordway's original never before seen black and white artwork for every page on this. Now, Jerry Ordway is a quite a famous comic book artist who he drew Superman for a long time, but as you can see, this is very, very accurate in what it does. So I believe that the art here was actually taken and sort of, I would say that it was sort of traced from frames, from stills or whatever, because it's too, do you know what I mean? It's too sort of almost perfect, shall we say. They've obviously taken, you know, and it's been traced like that. So that was a real nice find. I mean, even the woman in there, when, you know, I think she was surprised that I was paying that much for it, and she said, you obviously know something that I don't. And I said, well, no, not really. I goes, I collect comic books, and, you know, so, and just to see it there in itself was a surprise. So that's a nice one, nice find. Very happy with that. The problem is that they do, a lot of charity shops now looking in them, when you're looking at other stuff, you know, they do price it up by looking at going prices on eBay and things like this. Charity shops annoy me in the sense that they are actually a business more than anything else. Charity shops are not actually regulated in any way, shape or form. I mean, what I mean by that is that tomorrow I could go and open up a charity shop and register with a specific charity. It's probably not quite as easy as that, but there's nothing that says how much I have to give to that charity from the shop. So I could say, well, I'll give you £1 for every £1,000 I make. I'll give you 50p for every £1,000 I make goes to that charity. And that's the way charity shops kind of operate. There is no set guideline for, as long as they give something, but it doesn't have to be hardly anything. It's crazy, it really is. So they are a business, and they do have fat cats sat upstairs at the top who are raking in, milking in money, because really they're nothing more than a sort of bric-a-brac store, except their stuff is given for free, into them for free. Whereas when you go to a bric-a-brac store, you may get a little bit for them. You sell it to them for them to sell on. But charity shops, you're handing your stuff for them free, and they're giving minimal amount to the charities. But yeah, you do find some decent stuff in there now and then, case in point. But yeah, so let me know about my pickups. Let me know if anyone's watching, if they know anything about this release here. Is it you know, have I sort of stumbled upon something that is actually, you know, quite hard to find? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. And I shall see you all on the next one. Take care all, and goodbye.